In the first 2 years of her life, Princess Lilibet has been the subject of more public controversy than most people will ever go through. This feat is all the more impressive considering she's never made a public appearance and, in all likelihood, couldn't speak a full sentence. Of all the heartaches involved with a family feud, perhaps the worst is the effect it can have on the youngest and most innocent members. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, stepped back from the royal family just a couple of years after their marriage, and their estrangement from the senior royals has inevitably extended to their 2 young children. Despite their regal titles, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet of Sussex, the children are getting anything but the royal treatment. The birth of Harry and Meghan's second child in June 2021 should have been a cause for unbridled celebration. Instead, their newborn daughter found herself in the middle of a controversy before she even took her first steps. The Sussexes wanted to honor Harry's beloved grandmother by naming their baby after her. Rather than going with the straightforward option of Elizabeth, however, they chose Lilibet, the Queen's childhood nickname. Unfortunately, this choice did not seem to have the heartwarming effect they may have hoped on their estranged relatives. One source told the BBC the Sussexes didn't consult the Queen before announcing the name, a claim Harry and Meghan's spokesperson firmly denied. In fact, the rep said the monarch was the first person Harry called. During that conversation, he shared their hope of naming their daughter Lilibet in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used the name. Yet another account claims Queen Elizabeth was misled about Lilibet's name. Interior designer Nikki Haslam dished to the Daily Mail that the Queen thought her great-granddaughter would be dubbed Elizabeth and was upset at having her very personal pet name commandeered by a new generation. That was just the beginning of the awkward relationship between the tiny princess and her royal relatives. Reportedly, Harry and Meghan invited then Prince Charles, Prince William, and their wives to Lilibet's christening the following year, but they all declined the opportunity to meet their granddaughter and niece. The late Queen Elizabeth was reportedly a devoted grandmother and great-grandmother who delighted in the time she spent with the palace's future generations. While she was fortunate enough to have met Prince Harry's children, sources disagree on the circumstances of her introduction to little Lilibet, and their one and only meeting seemingly didn't go according to plan. The Sussexes brought their family to London in June 2022 to celebrate the Queen's historic Platinum Jubilee. Shortly after their arrival, they met the monarch at Windsor Castle. Speaking about the Queen, one insider told Us Weekly, spending time with her great-grandchildren and seeing Lilibet turn 1 added some light to her day. She thinks they're adorable and gave Lily and Archie gifts. The following day was Lilibet's first birthday, and her parents held a small party at Frogmore Cottage to celebrate. But according to Paul Burrell, former butler to Princess Diana, the Queen had made plans as well. He told the Mirror that Elizabeth had a cake made for her great-granddaughter, but Harry and Meghan never brought Lilibet over to see it.
My wife and I were moving on. We're focused on what's coming next.
Burrell also claimed the monarch wanted to have Harry and Meghan over for tea the next day, but they had already jetted back to California without saying goodbye. And while we may never know if Harry and Meghan deliberately ghosted Elizabeth or not, that one meeting was Lilibet's only encounter with her namesake. While the late Queen apparently made her peace with Harry and his family, the same can't be said for Prince William. By all accounts, he has no interest in reconciling with his brother, even for the sake of their children. Royal biographer Christopher Anderson told Us Weekly that when the Sussexes visited for the Jubilee, they did not try to introduce Prince George, Princess Charlotte, or Prince Louis to their cousins, nor did they attend Lilibet's birthday celebration. Rumor has it Meghan and the children may also be traveling to London with Harry in May 2024, as he commemorates the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games. If so, it's likely they'll all pay a visit to King Charles so he can see his grandchildren, and just as likely William and Kate will not be there for the meeting. Sadly, it may be years before the young Sussexes will establish a bond with their relatives across the pond.